Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. It is that time again. Here I am, Wednesday night, live. Looks like my camera lens might be dirty. Hang on. Gotta wipe it off. My shirt's good for something. So, is anybody there? Is anybody out there? Crickets, crickets. Sometimes there's a delay and I don't see anybody watching for a few minutes. So, hey Sherry, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Are you working on a corset? You asked me a question about that. Was it just yesterday? Hey Connie, hey Amy. Hi Amy, how are you doing? So, and Diane, hey. Hey, Diane. Hey, Betty, did you get your package today? It was supposed to arrive. And hey, Christine, how are you? Oh, you're in the hospital. Well, I hope your mom's okay, Sherry. I hope it's nothing serious. Diane, yeah, I'm sorry you missed me, but you can always rewatch it because, I save the videos, so you can always rewatch them later. So I am exhausted and it's only just begun. So y'all know, if you don't know, I'll do a little recap. Betty, it was supposed to come today. I sent you the tracking number, so you might want to take a look at that tracking number. I sent Betty a package. Okay, so I'm exhausted for good reason. I am putting on a fashion show for the Romancing Williamsburg Author Reader Retreat in March. And I don't know what craziness got into my head to decide to do this because I'm making everything for 10 or 12 people, plus some of the people who are attending the event had asked me to make them dresses. And I've been so busy, I haven't written one single word in weeks. So I emailed my publisher for my Sons of Scotland series. It's with Dragonblade, which is Catherine Levesque. I finally got up the courage to email Kat this week, and I said, I am so sorry. I'm ashamed to tell you this. I knew she knew. But I just haven't been able to focus at all on writing. I just can't do it all. And I just hated to burn any bridges, but she was very, very understanding. And I told her, I'm doing this. I'm so involved in this right now that I just can't even do anything else. So I'm sewing. I'm dressmaking for the next at least 2 months. I have a lot of commissions for Colonial Williamsburg. I have a lot of commissions for Historical Romance Retreat, but I'm really barraged with stuff I have to get done in the next 8 weeks for the fashion show, because we're doing fashions from the entire 18th century, and I'm having a ball. Okay, I said I'm exhausted. I mean, I don't want to sound like, oh, poor me, because I love this and I'm having a ball. But it is hard to keep up with, and I have been stressing. I was extremely stressed knowing I didn't have that book done. And so Catherine was just very understanding, and she said, just to leave it be on hold and just let her know when it's done and she'll publish it. So it was just such a relief and such a load off my shoulders. Amy, I don't even know. Honestly, actually, I do keep counting. I think I still have 7 or 8 dresses to make and a bunch of corsets. I got 3 done this week. Let's see. Last week, I wore my ginormous blue hat, and the blue, it was, I can show it to you. Okay, I still have it on the mannequin. This room, I have to step back and show you this room. Okay, I'm going to step back and show you this crazy room. So this is what I have going on in my room right now. So I have all these mannequins, and I'm going to just scan this. So here's a corset that somebody inquired about corsets. So I have this one for sale because it's really, really tiny. It's too small for me. So I made it and it didn't fit. So it's for sale. And then I have this outfit that I made. I wore it last week. I have this one that I made the week before. I have this one that I made as a commission. And I have this one that I'm working on presently. So isn't this crazy? This one here, this blue one, blue satin, if you didn't see the picture on my Facebook, you need to look at the picture because I'm actually recreating a dress from a historical portrait. And Karen Simpson, or Anna St. Clair is her author name. Anna St. Clair is going to be modeling this in the fashion show. Thank you, Amy. I made this dress is, I wish I could post a picture. When we're done with the video, go and look at my Facebook page if you haven't seen it. I posted several pictures of the dress that I'm recreating. But this one was a little tricky because of the neckline. You don't typically, here I'm turning it around again. Okay, here we go. You don't typically see a V-neck in the Georgian era. But this outfit had a definite V-neck. And that presented a bit of a problem because the corsets of the era are almost, I've never seen one that wasn't square-necked. So what I had to do, and you can't wear this without a corset, in the portrait, it was obvious the woman was wearing a corset, but it was pretty low cut. So what I decided to do is I took my corset pattern and I cut it to the shape of this dress bodice. So I made the corset a V-neck as well. And I posted a picture of it earlier. It's not done. My poor fingers. Oh my gosh, I'm getting blisters. Corsets, of course, I sew most of it by machine, but the binding you have to do by hand, and it takes hours, and it's hand sewing, and it's tough material, canvas or coutil, and it's very hard to sew it. So my poor fingers, I don't think I'm going to be able to do another one this week. I've done 3 and I'm just dying. But it's really pretty. The corset that I'm making to go with this, it's a lightly bone corset. And it laces in the front, and it's referred to as jumps. You don't see them mentioned in books very often. The term isn't well known at all, but it was considered a working woman's corset, and it does lace in the front. You can put it on and off by yourself. You don't have to have somebody lace you up. So that's the style I decided to make, and I made it from exactly the same material as the dress, and I also cut it to go with the dress. So I can show it to you. It's not on the mannequin anymore. I posted a picture earlier, but I'll go in my sewing room now. Now, Hilda gave me a link for a tripod. Hang on one second. Alexa, off. So I'm listening to my 1970s rock and roll tonight. I had Three Dog Night playing earlier. Joy to the World. I love that song. Doesn't it make you want to dance? Joy to the world. So it was so fun. The corset that I am making, it's almost done. I'm doing the binding now, so I'll just show it to you. So here it is. So you can see I use the same fabric, and it's that same V-neck shape. And when I'm talking about binding, this is what I'm talking about. The corsets have, when you make them, there's always going to be a raw edge. It's either on the top or the bottom or both. It's usually on the bottom or both. And you have to cover this. And I made the bias tape, again, out of the same material, and I am sewing it on piece by piece. This looks messy because it's only sewn on one side. You don't just sew it on one side, you have to go and sew it on the other side as well. So this is a slow and tedious and somewhat painful process. I rarely get through binding a corset without stabbing my fingers at least twice. So then you got to worry about getting blood on. Anyway, so I'm going to take a break from the corsets for a little bit, but I feel really proud of myself that I got 3 done. I finished a floral one today. This one's going to be done tonight. I won't go to bed until it is done. I'll finish it while I'm watching the reruns of Project Runway. I'm up to season 11 now. Don't give it away. So anyway, tonight is their final, collection. Is New York Fashion Week is the of season 11 is what I'm watching tonight. So I'm binge watching Project Runway, trying to learn what I don't know, trying to get ready because I think I told you guys I'm giving myself 1 year to get ready to audition for that show or Heidi Klum and Tim Gunn's new show. 1 year I'm giving myself. I know I'm not ready yet, but I think I can be ready in a year. So I'm systematically preparing myself. So that is why I'm not writing, because I'm going to try to get on Project Runway. But I still hope that I'm going to be able to get some writing done after the fashion show. I just cannot do both right now. I'm just stressed to the max, and I'm not sleeping very much. I'm staying up till like 1 o'clock in the morning trying to bind corsets. So does anybody have any questions? Oh, this is going to be really, really pretty. And this outfit, this blue satin outfit. Karen lives, she's outside Charlotte, North Carolina, which is about 2 hours from me. So she is going to come for a live fitting on the 28th. So I'm all excited about that. And then I didn't get to show it to you all because I shipped it out already. But between the blue and white one I modeled last week and this one, I did do an entire Regency ensemble for Mira Platt. And I mailed that out to her. She should have got it today. So I hope she'll post pictures. If you go on my Facebook page or my Renaissance to Regency page, it's cream silk. It's very, very elegant and beautiful. And I hope she loves it, and I hope it fits well. Kathy Bone got her writing habit this week. I forgot. I think she got it Saturday. Okay, and she posted pictures. There's a little problem with it with the shoulders. There's some bunching in the shoulder, which she told me about. I can't fix it without seeing better pictures. So I asked her to get pictures of the back, and I'll definitely try to fix it for her. But other than that, it looks fabulous. So I'm so excited. Christine, I haven't seen you in ages and ages and ages. I was afraid maybe I was on your blacklist or something. I miss you, Christine. Betty, are you talking about the habit? Yeah, it was really, really great. It looked really great on her. So I hope I can fix the little problem with it. It's really hard, though, to sew for people without a fitting. Really, really hard. And I've had extraordinarily good luck. I won't call it anything but luck. Because it's luck. That, most of the things that I make do fit quite well. I rarely have had a problem. Kathy Bone, I just told them about the shoulder problem, but I am going to try to fix that for you, but I got to see it from the back. I think I might need to recut the shoulder, but I have to see it to know. So I'm hoping it's something I can fix easy. I hope. Crossing my fingers. So I'm eager to see Mira Platt's outfit. It was really beautiful, too. So I am hoping to just keep sewing, and getting everything done. And I'm going to start sketching. I showed you guys last week. I got a sketchbook. I haven't tried to sketch anything since last week. But I have all kinds of ideas that are just filling my head. So I'm going to try to start sketching my ideas and start building a portfolio. So I'm really excited about all this stuff. I just decided to let loose. I'm letting loose. I'm going to just see where this all takes me, and I really want to start getting even more creative. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do. After this fashion show, I want to start making some contemporary clothes with a historical twist, and I will start that like right away after the fashion show. I am planning to go in April to Milwaukee for the Barbara Vay Reader Weekend. Is anybody going? Do you guys know about it? It's an annual event. I've never been. There's a luncheon and a book signing. I am one of the featured authors this year. I am planning to be there. I think it's April 28th is the weekend in Milwaukee. And I decided that's where I'm going to debut one of my new outfits that I'm planning to make. my Victoria Vane originals. So my historical creations are still going to be Renaissance to Regency brand because I do have my little labels that I sew into the dresses. I can show them to you. I'm getting new ones made actually in my pink color, but for right now, the new ones are going to be a little bit fancier. But I do actually have a label, so here they are. I hope it's not backwards on the camera. Let's see. It's cream and gold, Renaissance to Regency. I don't know. Can you guys see that? There. Okay, now you can see it. So these go inside my dresses, and I'm having new ones made. But my contemporary stuff is going to be Victoria Vane. So I will have my name on it. You know, like Vera Wang, Victoria Vane. Victoria Vane, Victoria Vane, Victoria Vane. I thought it sounded like a great author name, but I think it sounds like a designer name, right? Victoria Vane. So anyway, I'm going to have to come up with something fabulous to wear at the Barbara Vay thing. And let's see, what else do I have planned this year? Not a whole lot, actually. I might possibly go to the Jane Austen Festival in Louisville in July, but that's just a remote possibility. I would like to go, but I won't go by myself. If I could get a group of ladies together who wanted to go to it's the biggest Jane Austen festival in the country. It's in Louisville, and it's in July. If anybody wants to go, let me know. Excuse me. And then, other than that, I will be at the Historical Romance Retreat in September, and I will be there with bells on. I'm making dresses for a lot of people. I'm excited to go. I missed it last year. And let's see. I'll be making a lot of dresses. Probably presenting a workshop too at that one. A workshop on historical clothing, some kind of workshop on historical clothing. I had several ideas. I emailed Renee Bernard she's the one who coordinates that event. So she was interested in my ideas, but we just kind of have to hammer out what it's going to be. So let me see. I think I've missed some questions here. Thank you, Amy, about the corsets. Let's see. Who else did I miss? Thank you, Elva. Let's see. Sherry, I saw it did look good. Do you mean Mira's dress? I think that's what you mean. You should eventually make your own design book of historical outfits. Amy, yes, I'm working on it. I'm absolutely working on a portfolio of my own original designs. That's what I'm going to do right after the fashion show. So, hey, Jennifer, yes. Yes, I mean, okay, so my daily schedule. I get out of my bed, I take a shower, I have some coffee, maybe something to eat, and I come up and start sewing something. And I sew something and sew something and sew something until I get hungry. I go eat lunch. I walk out, take my dog out to get the mail. I come back in the house. I look in my fridge to see what I'm going to make for dinner and kind of get that going in my head. Then I go back up to my sewing room and I sew and I sew and I sew. And then I do that till my husband gets home. I make dinner, clean up dinner, then come back up to my sewing room and I sew and I sew and I sew until I go to bed. But sometimes I watch Project Runway while I'm hand sewing. That is all I do. I leave my house to go to the post office to mail a dress and to go grocery shopping. And that's it. I don't even leave my house anymore. Occasionally to see my horse, but the weather's been really cold and rainy, so I haven't been riding because it's been cold and rainy. So it's not been good riding weather. But he does get some attention now. I've done a half lease with some people who are really, really nice, and they love him too. And so they're riding him and caring for him as well as me. So he's getting a lot more attention these days. But when the weather warms up, I got to get out and ride again. Hey, Lori. I just saw Lori pop on. And Susan, hey. So that's my life for the next 8 weeks. But by then, spring will be here and the weather will be nice and things will settle down a little bit. And I hope I'll be doing something besides sewing 18 hours a day. Um, More, you said it was a pretty day today. You know what? Well, it was a little chilly. I walked out to get the mail. I guess it wasn't bad, but it was wet. My backyard was still wet, so it was too wet to go riding. But yeah, I have to watch the weather, and the next nice day I need to go riding. But this weekend is out. On Friday, I'm having lunch with two friends. Colette Cameron and Dee Foster are on the Barbara Vay Reader Cruise, and they're getting back, I think, Thursday, and we're supposed to get together for lunch on Friday, so that'll be fun. And then on Friday night, I have three people coming for a dress fitting, so I'm going to be doing that Friday and Saturday. And they're attending Colonial Williamsburg. It's Zena Lynch and her daughter and her best friend Melanie. They're coming this weekend, so I'm going to be busy with them. So that's my life right now. It's pretty busy, but it's not all that exciting, except the stuff I make. I mean, the stuff I make's pretty exciting. It's fun. It's so fun to look at, the fabric and just in my head, I mean, I see this dress and then to start making it, it's like, oh yes, this is exactly what I pictured. I'm really happy that it works out that way. I see it in my head, and most of the time I'm able to make exactly what I saw. So that's pretty cool. So what's everybody else up to? This is kind of a dreary time of year, isn't it? The holidays are over. January and February are kind of yucky, the weather. Usually, I'm in South Carolina. Usually in February, we get a week or two of kind of teaser weather for spring, and then it gets really nasty cold again. Hey, Debbie. I see you pop back in. Thank you, Diane. I do, and I want to do more. I would like to do more variety. I want to do more variety, but right now everybody wants Georgian and Regency because of these events. I really love to do Victorian, and I haven't done that many of them. Not because I can't, it's just because I've been so busy doing other things and I haven't had that many people ask for them. But Victorian dresses are a lot of fun to make, and they're very flamboyant. That's what I love about Georgian. I like to be able to go a little bit crazy. Regency's a little sedate, but I always say, oh, Regency's boring. Well, it doesn't have to be boring. I try to make it really pretty because I'm choosing really nice fabrics for making those dresses. So I don't think my Regency dresses are boring. I think mine are pretty good, but other Regency dresses are boring. So I'm just looking, working, more working. Yes, Diane, yes. But it doesn't feel like work. If you do something you really love, you lose yourself for hours and hours and hours at a time. And it's like, where did the time go? And that's how I feel. I mean, most of the time, it doesn't feel like work. When I can't keep up with things, though, being on a schedule and, I'm getting a little stressed now, but still, it's very enjoyable to me, except binding corsets. That's not very enjoyable, but I got to do what I got to do. Some things aren't fun, but I got to do it. But I'm happy with the end result. I love corsets. I think they're the 18th century stays, the ones I make, I think they're beautiful. They're very pretty and so feminine. Yes, Jennifer, my fabrics, I shop. I look for things. I scout for beautiful things. I always have my eyes open. And I have a business relationship now with a company in India, and that's where I'm getting my beautiful embroidered silks. Most of those come from India. And so it's been kind of fun because they call me or message me when they get something new in, and it's really fun. To especially, I feel kind of special. They're getting me first shot at the new stuff. So, thank you, Debbie. Never boring. Okay, yes, Victorians, Diane said that Victorians are great. Yeah, Victorians, I love the bustles and, the fripperies and embellishments. I do like those a lot. And I want to do the Indian silks that I've been getting. I've been doing almost all Regency gowns out of them, but they would make some wonderful Victorian dresses. So I want to do I put some aside specifically to do something Victorian or Edwardian. Edwardian, some of them would work really well for also. I also want to do some later Regency, like 1820s when the waist drops a little bit and the skirts kind of bell out. The skirts are more bell shaped and the dresses are a little bit more form fitting. And the sleeves get lower and puffier. Not quite romantic era with those great big Guijot sleeves that are kind of crazy. But the 1820s dresses are quite pretty. And there's a green silk I posted a picture of yesterday that would be really good for that. So I'm planning to do one of those. If nobody else wants one, maybe I'll make it for myself. But yeah, the silks really are gorgeous. They really are. And if you could see them in person, they're really nice in person. Hi, Jane. Jane Charles is watching. Yay. Jane and I are doing this fashion show together, and I have to get with Jane pretty soon and find out what we're going to make for Jane. So it's coming up soon, Jane, I promise. It's coming soon. I'm doing Alana Lucas's dress next. And then I think yours is after that, so I have to get with you and figure out exactly what we're doing. Debbie, if I made a Victorian or Edwardian gown, I might entice someone to make one, to want one. Yes, I have made several, but it's been a while. And I think you're right. Yeah, if I started making them, I think a lot more people would want them. Because before, nobody really wanted the Georgian stuff, but now a lot of people want the Georgian stuff. Lori, Victorian era is with the bustle. Yes. Edwardian, think of the Titanic movie. That was Edwardian. And Victorian is the bustle dresses. And I had a really pretty red one, but I sold it. So I don't have a bustle dress right now. I only had one for myself. I sold it to Kim Killian, who's the book cover designer. I haven't seen it on a book cover yet. I don't know if it is on a book cover, and maybe I just haven't seen it. But it was red. It was an embroidered taffeta. It was really pretty. It had a lot of ruffles. And I did sell it to Kim. And she got the pink dress, the pink Regency dress that I made for Chrissy Caldwell's book cover. I'm anxious to see that too. They did the photo shoot for that last weekend, so I'm anxious to see the pictures. Betty, the green with the diamonds, yes, that's the one I pictured for an 1820s dress. It would be perfect for that, because the hemline, because it had a more bell shape and a little stiffer hemline. I just think that would work really well for that kind of dress. Jennifer, you would love a dress that is elven, just because. You mean like a fantasy, like a medieval type elven dress? I'll tell you who does awesome fantasy dresses. Let me think if I can remember. Firefly something. I see her on Facebook. Firefly. I cannot remember the name. But she does all these elaborate fantasy dresses. I'm not really so much fantasy. My imagination isn't that big. My imagination is more just the real historical stuff. But I think they're cool. I just don't make them myself. Hey, Heather. Hey, Gwen. And Sylvia. I think those eras don't have much interest because there's a lack of books for that time. Yeah, Debbie, well, the whole steampunk thing, that's a twist on Victorian. They put a sci-fi twist on it. But for a while, the steampunk stuff was very, very popular. Not so much anymore. Lori, you love that green. All right, well, we need to chat. I'm running out of time. I've got 8 weeks, and we don't know what we're making for you, Lori Dykes. So we need to, get together on that again soon. All right, well, I didn't really have a whole lot to talk about tonight besides sewing. But next week, I will do something fun. I'll play dress up again, maybe. Maybe I'll have something. I just hadn't made anything for myself for a while, and I probably won't have time to make anything for myself. I've got all this other stuff to make. I almost tuned in while doing my hula hoop. I got out the hula hoop tonight. I haven't done my hula hoop in like 2 years. It's been in the closet. Firefly Path. Yes, Betty, that was it. Firefly Path. If you want a fantasy dress, check out Firefly Path. All right, I just saw that pop up. So, all right, I almost did my hula hoop thing. Maybe I'll do that. If I don't think of anything else to entertain you guys, next week I'll do my hula hoop. Okay? I like to dance and hula hoop. I haven't done it in 2 years though. I know I haven't because I've had that hula hoop in the closet and I got it out tonight and I put on 70s dance music and I was doing my hula hoop and I got out of breath after like 5 minutes. I'm really out of shape. Jennifer, the dresses that are worn in Game of Thrones, what are they considered? They're fantasy, medieval fantasy, so that would be like Firefly Path. Now I could do a Game of Thrones dress. That would be fun. Yeah, actually, I could do a Game of Thrones dress. Nobody's asked me to do one. But see, I don't like to copy other people's stuff. That's the problem. I like to come up with something on my own. So, I don't know. I don't know. It might be fun to do one. We'll see. Okay. Oh, you could never hula hoop, Betty? My husband can't hula hoop. I make fun of him because he can't hula hoop. It's really funny to watch him. He's hilarious. He does his hips. He can't get the rhythm and it just falls. It's funny. I make fun of him. You know, because I'm mean. I'm really mean. I have like this little evil twist. So, all right. Well, I guess I'm going to sign off now. Thank you guys for joining me. I look forward to our Wednesday night chats because, you know, I don't get out of my house very much. So you guys are like the only people I socialize with. All right, so I am going to call it a night. Please join me next week. I'll try to have something cool to show you. And if there's anything you guys want to talk about, yeah, let's chat. But I'll sign off for now. Good night. Love you. Bye-bye.